Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Andy the Flipster back for another video. What I want to share with you today is my first month numbers. Yesterday it was officially 1 month for me on eBay, and last week, not this current week that I'm in right now, but last week, which was sort of the 4th week of my first month, I finally hit my first sort of weekly goal, which was 10 items sold. I'll probably make another video going over my sort of goals for the first year later on. But my first real goal in terms of sales was to have like 3 weeks in my first 2 months, to have 3 weeks where I sold 10 or more items. And 4 weeks in, I had my first one, so I have a few more weeks. I have another month to get 2 more, but really I think I've sort of changed my goals up, and I think I want to be able to do 30 sales in my second month, and I'll sort of go over that. And it's because this past month, my first month on eBay, I sold 16 things, 16 items. And so I just wanted to go over a quick sort of snapshot of these numbers, so that you can kind of get an idea of what it really looks like, if you haven't done this before, what it can really look like when you start out. So just a little bit of background about how far I've gone into it, because I've started out kind of slow, because I work part-time and I was going to school part-time. But I just finished college, just finished my bachelor's degree in accounting, Northwood University. So, but yeah, I was working part-time, going to school part-time, plus I'm married with 2 children. So, kind of a busy person, especially July. Starting this online business in July it was smart in some ways, because it's middle of the summer, there's garage sales, but I'm also very busy this time of year, doing work around the house, vacations, like constantly. Like every day my wife has off, we're out of town, so it was rough. So this week, like last week I sold 10 items. This week I've only done 2 so far, because I started off the week with my store on vacation, so that slowed sales down. So, but anyway, I started off kind of slow, and right now I have 99 active listings. I started off about 50 listings week 1. I put them up in the first couple of days, about 50. And then weeks 2 through 4, I kind of went from 50 to up to about 80. And then this week I've listed a bunch more, so I've got 99 active listings right now. So, first month, 31 days, I sold 16 items. And these are my numbers. So, I'm being real with you. This is sort of... It's actually better than I expected after the first few days, because things started really slow, but this is about, I think, average for somebody in the first month who only has 50 to 100 listings. Sold 16 items. Total sales revenue was $235 roughly. With shipping that I charged shipping on maybe a third of my items at most. Most of my items are free shipping, but bigger items or items where I want the price to look lower, I charge shipping. So total revenue, including shipping revenue, was $272 roughly. And then I paid out $75 in shipping, $37 in fees to eBay and PayPal. Now that 1 week, one of these items I sold 15 on eBay and 1 on Mercari. So that's just a note, because Mercari I don't have a PayPal fee. But 37 in fees, 75 in shipping. So net sales was 159, and the 16 items that I sold cost about $47. Now this is cost of goods sold. Like I said, I was an accounting major, so I've sort of set up my own accounting system here. That $47 includes $15 for a bottle of perfume that I sold. That was an unopened bottle of perfume, but that was already my wife's. Like, I didn't pay for that. So really that $47 in cost of goods sold was really more like $32. So I sold $160 worth of stuff after fees and shipping and everything was paid. I got $160 for really about $32. So my net income, including that cost of goods sold, was then $112, but my actual profit, because that bottle of perfume was a little wonky, my actual profit was $126. So with that averaged out, divided by 16 items, basically the average cost or the average price of items that I sold was $17. The average revenue that I actually brought in after paying fees and shipping was about $10 per item, and about $8 of that was profit. I pay about average $2 per item. That varies greatly, I have some things I've sold that I've spent $4 or $5, and then a lot of things that were a nickel or a quarter at garage sales. So yeah, I mean roughly $2 per item on average, and I'm seeing $10 come in. So I'm profiting about $8 per item. Now, one thing to know about this, these numbers are pretty good. I'm happy with them. $8 per item profit. It's $7.93 to be fair, but yeah, roughly $8 I'm pretty happy there. If I can get up to 100 items a week, or well, let's let's start slow. If I can get up to 100 items a month, that's an extra $800. So that's really nice. That's a really nice sort of side income. So now my goal, like I said, is more like 100 a week. That's like my goal, really. If I'm gonna do this long term, my goal is like 75 to 100 items a week. So, but yeah, I mean that. Oh, like I was gonna say, the one big thing was I sold one thing that I profited $35 on. So if I subtract that out and say that I profited $92 on 15, because my profit was $127. So let's say I profited $92 on 15 items. That drops my profit down to like $5.50. So, really more often I've been seeing profits of like $5 or $6, anywhere from $4 to $6 on items. But then I sold that one $35 item. Well, it was a $50 item. I profited $35 on it. So that's a big thing though, man. Like, if you want to, let's say you're gonna make $1,000 a month doing this. Let's say you're gonna sell 125 items a month and profit $1,000. 500 of that 1,000 in profit is going to probably come from like 25 of those 125 items. The other 100 are going to account for the other half. And that's the big thing. When you're out, you pick up the little stuff, the $4 or $5 profit stuff, because you're going to sell that while you're waiting to sell the $25, $35 profit stuff. Like, yes, you can find stuff for $10 that you can resell for $50 or $60. And that's what happened. I found something for $2 that I sold for $50. And that, after fees and everything, I profited $35. That was awesome. But that was one. In a month I did one, and that was 1/16 of my sales. 1/16 of my sales accounted for about 1/4 of the total sales. So, and I think that'll probably go up as time goes on and I find better stuff, because that's just, I think, the way this is gonna go. And I don't know for sure. I've been doing it a month, but my advice, if you're gonna start and you're watching this, like, 'cause this is the big thing, in 6 months, a year from now, I'm hoping people stumble upon these videos who want to start out and they finally get some real perspective on it, because everybody I watch on YouTube, they've been doing this for 6 months, a year, or way longer, and they're making a living doing this, and they've got like 1,000, 2,000 listings. They're selling hundreds of items a week, and so you don't think about it. This is a grind. Like, I put in the first couple weeks before I started the store, and then the first week of the store, week or two of the store, I was putting in like 30 hours a week, you know, getting everything set up, listing things. And then since then, I've been listing a lot less, but sourcing more. And like, to me, I don't consider sourcing work yet. Like, I guess I could count it as hours spent, but to me, it's just a fucking blast. I love it. So I like going to garage sales and then thrift stores and Salvation Army, Goodwill, and trying to find stuff, just looking at cool stuff. I've been learning a lot about a lot of different things. So the work is really in listing, figuring out what you have, taking pictures, putting it up, listing it, and then the shipping is easy, but accounting for it all on the spot. I've been trying to account for everything on the spot rather than doing like batch processing of stuff. So, but yeah, that's some real perspective there. All right, I've gone too long on this video, so peace and love.